Okay, fifth graders, we are going to be multiplying mixed numbers coming up. But before we do that, let's remind ourselves how we know how to multiply just fractions. This says 3/4 times 1/2, but we know that to mean they're asking us what's 3/4 of 1/2. So in my model, I started with a half, and I'm wanting to know what 3/4 really of just this part is. It's wanting to know a part of a part, right? So we've learned using an area model that we will create our 1/2, and then we want to make each of these halves into fourths. Of course, I need to do what I do to one part to the whole thing. So I've created the fourths, and this half is into fourths, and this half is into fourths. Then we find out how many is in 3/4. What's 3/4 of 1/2? So there's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So how many are colored in there? And because I'm only really working with this half, so I'm going to kind of ignore over here, but I want to know, there's my fourths. Anyway, I see 3 colored in, but 3 what? Well, I've created a new denominator by my second step here, haven't I? 2, 4, 6, 8. It's eighths. So the answer is 3/8. Now, you might have noticed that when you're multiplying, it's pretty simple when you just see the fractions, right? 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 2 is 8. This 4 times 2, that's when we created that new denominator, right? Not adding them. This is a denominator, that's a denominator, and when we multiplied them, we came up with a new denominator. So we'll be using that within our work with multiplying mixed. All right, here we go. Here's our first example, 3 1/4 times 2 2/3. Now let's think about this like a regular problem that we would multiply using an area model. Back in the day, right? Almost think of that as length and width. So over here we have 3 1/4. So I am going to break that apart just like we did when we were using multi-digit numbers. So we've got 3 1/4. And then here I'm going to do my 2 2/3. So 2 in this other section will be 2/3. So we'll end up having 3 times 2, 3 times 2/3. 1/4 times 2, 1/4 times 2/3. And that's going to be our problem. See what you can do with that. See how that works out for you. And then come on back to the record. All right, let's see what you got. 3 times 2 is 6, right? 3 groups of 2/3. That's just 3 times 2/3, which is like 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3, which is 6/3 right here. And that converts into 2 wholes, doesn't it? It's an improper fraction and it converts. Let's do this part now. 1/4 times 2, 2/4. 1/4 times 2/3. Here's where our multiplying fraction skill comes in. So I went down here and I multiplied 1/4 times 2/3 and it ended up with 2/12. And I have that right there. Now we just need to add them all up. What's going to be the one little catch when you're adding? All right, I'm going to add up all of my partial products. Really, right? That's what they are. We got 6 plus 2 more. And then I've got 2/4 plus 2/12. So I'm going to put that over here in my fractional column, sort of. Make this a little bit bigger so it matches up. And there we go. And now we'll just need to address the fact that we got fourths and 12ths. That's no problem for you because you know how to make equivalent fractions. So 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to multiply 3 over 3, 6/12, and that's already 2/12. So my final answer is 6/12 plus 2/12 is 8/12. 6 plus 2 is 8. So that is the product of 3 1/4 times 2 2/3. Check it out. Take it step by step and you'll do great.